I'm
in
recalling
a
the
cabin
strange
in a
way
wood.
that
The old man by the
CIA
window
agent
stood,
America's Man of the Year.
saw a rabbit
Only
hopping
time I ever
by.
saw him. Okay, I've been
Why
thinking
is
about
the
this
rabbit
for quite a long
white?
time.
Help me! Help me! Help me!
I've said this much. I've said
Oh,
that
the hunter will shoot
I
him
saw
dead.
him. He was under a street
Little
light.
rabbit, come inside.
And,
Safely here abide.
On the block where we lived, on 13th Place, Northwest Washington, D.C., near Fort Stevens. And it was night. And apparently, I don't know whose car this was. Was this his car he was selling to the Man of the Year? I don't know, but there he was. And he was, all I understood at age 4 was he was helping us get a car. And we got a car, a black Chevrolet convertible. Was it a 1956 Chevy or something? I don't know. But we got our first car when I was 4. Now, I saw him that night. Okay, that we were getting the car, and it was like, I kind of like he didn't want that I had seen him. But here's the odd thing. What I'm thinking about now is, okay, he was. Let me show you what he looked like to me as best as I can. All right, let's say you were the viewer, you're me, and you're 4 years old looking up at this man. Okay, and so here's what he looked like to me. He wasn't looking at me. Now, there was nobody else there. It was just me and him. I guess everybody else was in that car, I guess. I don't know where everybody was. I guess they were in the car riding around. I don't know, but I wasn't in it. And there he was, and it was like he turned his face like he didn't want to look at me. Now, I'm now thinking about that in relation to how this cousin of my grandfather's never embraced me or said a word to me. That's odd in an Italian family, right? They're not even going to embrace you and give you a hug, like this when they see you, or at least say hello. No. I noticed this about this cousin. And why was it? Because he knew I was not the son of the Man of the Year, and that I was the son of his cousin, the Man of the Year's father, who was my grandfather. He knew that. That's why no embrace to me and no words to me ever. Okay? Same with my mother's father. He was the same way. He somehow knew that I was not America's Man of the Year son, so he never said one word to me ever. Even when I lived with the man and took care of him for the last months of his life, serving his meals, emptying his urine bag, not one word. Okay, now, so this man also, the CIA agent, he must have known, being in the CIA, that I was not the son of the Man of the Year. Did the Man of the Year know? He might not have known yet. I don't think he really knew until he got his first job as a doctor when I was 5. And I said we went on that fishing trip and he caught those 2 flounders. And I was saying that me and my younger brother, 4 years, both of us were not his sons. So he goes fishing and he catches these like camouflage fish. And it's a message to him from the Lord, let's say, you got 2 kids in your house that are not yours. And later, I was saying, much later in life, he goes deep sea fishing, and the guys on the deep sea fishing boat say, hey, you got 2 fish on the line. You got some fish on the line, reel in the line. And so he goes over, he reels in the line, he's got 2 salmon on his line. Who are the 2 salmon? Me in 4 years. They were on the line. He didn't have anything to do with that. He reeled them in. Okay, so I'm saying that this CIA agent, as they were bringing the Man of the Year into the CIA, probably, he already knew that I was not the Man of the Year's son. That's why he wasn't looking at me in that peculiar way. He was like saying, this is a bad seed son type thing. I didn't even have that term until I heard it from an in-law. It's a bad seed, son, I hear from this guy. Oh my God. So I guess I was the bad seed son. I'm the bad seed son. Oh my God. I'm an old man. I'm laughing. I've had a life mired in tragedy and sorrow. I'm laughing. I could easily speak that line that Hawthorne speaks when he's starting out his book, The Scarlet Letter. He says, as we're exiting the prison here, which is like a little shack, and he's calling it a prison, there's a rose growing by the prison door. Let us pluck it. It may help us with this tale of human frailty and sorrow. A footnote. I often hear on the news that President Trump is accused of making unsubstantiated claims. People say, he's saying again this or that. These are unsubstantiated claims he's making again. Well, here's what I want to say to you folks saying that to him. Okay? My experience is that the secret police are in messing with our information. Okay? So, I'm saying that they will get in there and, like, my DNA. I'm going to trust DNA tests in the United States to say, sir, you are not the son of this, that, and the other. Our DNA, I tell you what, I wouldn't trust anything here in the United States, not a single thing. The secret police can get in there and monkey with that to make it look like what they want it to look like, okay? And that's not just me, okay? I'm saying in Trump's defense that if he said this, that, and the other is true about rigged elections and so on, I'm saying a lot of America believes he's telling the truth about that. They don't believe when what Trump calls fake news says there's no substantiation. Look, the fake news was that Trump's term is brilliant. I got to say, man, the idea that there could be fake news, I grew up when the news was like coming from God almost. You would never have even thought of such a thing. But now, I got to say, fake news, yeah, it's all around us. These newspapers, man, the reporters doing the jobs, these are peers of mine. These are fairies from Mount Olympus flying around on pixie dust or something. No. These are not. These are ordinary people. I've even worked with them. They mow their lawn and so on like everybody else. They're ordinary folks. Okay? And I got to say, no to them and their accusations against this man for his unsubstantiated claims. Okay, let me just stop right there because everything I'm saying is unsubstantiated. I'm considered to be crazy, okay? Let me put this on pause 1 second, collect myself. Let me say this in conclusion about the fake news out there, okay? I'm a victim of their stupidity and their fakery in what happened to me in 1987, 1988. I'm a victim. Let me say that I'm not the only victim. So I'm going to talk about a classmate of mine from a private school I went to. I mean, I'm afraid to say his name. I like the guy very much. We were on the varsity basketball team at this school together. And people may say, how is this possible? The guy was like a hero to me. He was an upperclassman. And that's the way these upperclassmen looked to us younger guys. They were models. You could almost say they were heroes to us. And Tom Tam qualified for that. Now, here's what I want to say at the end here about the fake news, okay? Tom Tam risked his life and career by reporting on illegal activities of secret policing agencies in the United States, okay? What happens to him, okay? He reports, I believe it was to the New York Times, and as I recall, The two reporters who report what he tells them, they win Pulitzer Prizes. What does he get? He's the hero, not them. Okay? He's the hero of this story. What did he get? He gets a ruined career, and he's what's called a public defender lawyer now, out in what do you call this? Because the people who live out in Washington County, Maryland, don't want to be criticized, but compared to where Tom Tam was in the Justice Department to where he ended up now, I can compare that to what happened to an uncle of mine who was finally murdered, I'm saying, by these same secret police. They finished the job up on him, and I'm going to say he was a lawyer at NASA. How did he finish up? A public defender in D.C. Superior Court. Please take a moment to use your common sense, okay? I'm a 4-year-old boy. It's night. The family is buying a car for the first time in its history, okay? What am I doing out alone? Where's the rest of the family? Why am I out alone on that little alley-like street known as 13th Place there? What am I doing out there alone, not knowing where the rest of the family is? It's dark, and there's no one around. What am I doing there? And I see this man, and he's alone. What was he doing where he was alone out on that street with no one around? Think about that. He's a CIA agent. And I see him, and he looks like he was kind of sorry that I did see him. The way what? The way when that doctor came into our house to declare that the man of the year was dead, okay? And when he saw me, because I'm the one who answered the door, he looked upset that I had seen him. He didn't want that I had seen him. You know what? The man of the year passed away maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon. He showed up at the house at 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and on the death certificate it says time of death. It's 4 or 5 p.m., but that's not when he died. Okay? So he was kind of sorry that he's seen by me. Well, the same thing. Way back then, I'm only 4 years old, a little tiny kid. What am I doing out alone when the family's buying a car for the first time? Why am I not in on that? And why is it that I see this CIA agent and he looks like he's sorry that I was able to see him even though I'm 4?